guys, it's John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It is Saturday, October 29, 2022. Thanks so much for popping by to IFYL, Inspirations for Your Life. If you're new, go ahead and just grab your smartphone, launch your camera app, point it over to the QR code, and then click on that yellow oval, and that will bounce you over to my link tree, which looks something like that. You'll be able to see John's Daily National Day video, JCM Academy TikTok, John's recent articles, John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur, of course, this show, Inspirations for Your Life, JCM Academy Business Coaching, and so much more. Oh, don't forget John, the science guy, and there's a lot of stuff. By the way, if you are in the New Jersey area, in Bergen, Morris, or Passaic County, and you'd like to come to our first STEM class, well, you can. Just go to Orbital, ORBITAL, Media, MEDIA, Events, EVENTS, Eventbrite, EVENTBRITE.com, and click on the STEM Saturday, which is actually coming up for November 12th. We have 3 great experiments, so definitely check that out, everyone. I'd love to see you at the class. It is free, lots of great information, meet some good people, and soak up some good knowledge. All right, so you know how we roll, everyone. We start with a Saturday, which is today, with a new master topic. We roll all the way through the weekend, and through the weekend end on Friday with our day 7. And thanks so much for popping in. Really do appreciate you. First, I do want to reach out and thank our friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates for popping in and being with us all this time and supporting me. It really does mean a lot to me. So let's get right into the master topic. I have to tell you, I'm really excited about today's master topic because this is one that I feel that if you embrace it, it could change your life. It could change your life, ladies and gentlemen. And let's talk about that. So let's get right into it, shall we? It's called the heart-brain connection. Now, this sounds something a little mysterious, and it is, but it is the truth, okay? And there's science to back this up. Now, people say to me all the time, John, you know, my brain runs my body. Well, yeah, that's true, but you have another brain. Your brain, your heart actually runs what you get in your life. So your brain up here is working from the programs that are in your body, and they're actually getting launched from your heart, okay? So the heart has many different types of energy. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But what I want to share with you first is 2 great quotes that we're going to kick our day off with. And that is, the first one is, follow your heart, but take your brain with you, Alfred Adler. So he had a really a good one there. And, you know, I think sometimes people don't realize how important the heart actually is. And the second one is, happiness comes only when we push our brains and hearts to the farthest reaches of what we are capable of. Leo Rostern. So our heart is pretty amazing. It doesn't just pump blood and run our body. So the heart-brain connection really talks about the conduits between the brain and the heart. And it's a unique approach that is able to give us a perspective that's even backed by science. So we've learned a lot in the past about communication between the heart and brain. We know that it's dynamic. We know it's ongoing. It's two-way. And it's with each organ continuously. And that organ influences other organs. And research has been able to demonstrate that the heart communicates to the brain in 4 major ways neurologically. So the first one is neurological communication, which is the nervous system, okay? Biochemically, via hormones and transmitters. Biophysically, through pressure waves, and energetically through electromagnetic field interactions. And the communication on these different pathways affects the brain's activity. And this research has shown that messages the heart sends to the brain also can affect performance. Now, there are 2 energies in the heart, okay? One is basically a magnetic energy, Okay? And so that's a magnetic energy. And so we have another energy, which is electrical. Okay? And so the heart is pretty powerful in what it can do. It's just a lot of people don't really take the time to understand what it can do. And some of the first researchers in the field examined the interactions between the heart and the brain. One of them was John and Beatrice Lacy. And during 20 years of research, which was through 1960 and the 70s, they observed that the heart communicates with the brain in ways that have dramatically affected how we perceive and react to the world. I mean, I think that is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. So, understanding our brain, right? Our brain is not just responsible for thought. Okay? It's not. And so your brain and your heart run your body. So let's think about two parts of the systems in our body. One is a sympathetic system and one is a parasympathetic. So you might say to me, hey, John, what is the difference? Because I know you're going to ask this. What is the difference between our parasympathetic and sympathetic? Well, your sympathetic nervous system controls your body's fight or flight response. And the parasympathetic nervous system helps to control your body's response during times of rest. So again, sympathetic handles fight or flight, keeping you alive. Your parasympathetic helps you control your body's response during times of rest. So that's pretty amazing if you ask me. So what's part of the sympathetic? Let's start there. So that would be things like stopping secretion, starting secretion, dilating bronchial tubes in your lungs, speeding up heartbeat rate, slowing down heartbeat rate, secreting adrenaline, decreasing secretion of adrenaline, decreasing motility in the intestines, increasing motility, retaining colon contents, and delaying the emptying of the process of waste in our body. Now, the parasympathetic actually deals with things like the constricts, such as above our eyes, constricting the bronchioles, slowing down the heart rate, increasing secretion, increasing motility, emptying the colon, and emptying the bladder. So the thing is that in order for fight or flight, it's stop, it's secreting, it's dilating, it's speeding up, it's secreting, it's decreasing, it's decreasing, it's retaining, it's delaying. But more of the other things, such as like emptying bladder, are a parasympathetic function. And Lacy noticed that the model proposed by Cannon a while back had partially matched the actual physiological behavior of the body, which was pretty cool. So they came up with something called the neurocardiology, and that's the brain on the heart. And Lacy conducted research in psychology and small groups of cardiologists, and they joined forces with a group of neurophysiologists, and the neuroanatomists to explore areas of mutual interest. And they found out that the heart and brain are pretty powerful when they're paired together. The neural circuitry enables it to act independently of the cranial brain to learn, remember, and make decisions and even feel senses. That's pretty neat. Now, the question is, why don't people in our world want to learn the heart-brain connection? I think it's because they don't really understand how and why. And because they don't understand the how and the why, they figure that there's no point in it, right? The heart is a hormonal gland, and it has neurological interactions. The heart communicates with the brain and the body biochemically by way of hormones that it produces. And this may not be typically thought of as an endocrine gland, but the heart actually will produce and secrete a number of hormones and neurotransmitters that have a very vast range impact on the body as a complete whole. So the heart was reclassified as part of the hormonal system in 1983. And this is when new hormones produced and secreted by the atria of the heart valve were discovered. The hormone had been called by several different names: atrial natriuretic factor, ANF, atrial natriuretic peptide, ANP, and the atrial peptide glands, and the balance hormone. So even more intriguing is that experiments suggested that the atrial peptide can influence motivation and behavior. Later, they discovered that the heart contains cells that synthesize and release catecholamines, which are neurotransmitters once thought to be produced only by neurons in the brain and the ganglia. And they discovered that the heart manufactures and secretes oxytocin, which can act as a neurotransmitter and commonly referred to as the love or social bonding hormone. So beyond the functions that we know of, such as childbirth and lactation and oxytocin, there have been shown to be involved in cognition, tolerance, trust, and friendship, and the establishment of enduring pair bonds. This is quite remarkable, ladies and gentlemen, because the heart was supposed to just be a pump, but the heart does so much more than just pump. I mean, it's really a big difference. So I have to say, ladies and gentlemen, that it's pretty interesting that the heart can do all these things. Now, throughout this week, we're going to dive a little deeper into the different parts of the heart, how it works, how it connects, and we're going to give you some exercises. Now, you might say to me, John, how do I get in touch with my heart? Well, I'm going to be going through this all week, but the one thing you want to do, ladies and gentlemen, it's really easy to do, is take your left or right hand, whether your dominant hand is, and place it over your heart like so. Okay, just place it over your heart. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take a deep breath. So you're just going to inhale, but instead of inhaling the way you normally do, I want you to slow your breath down. So we're going to inhale to a count of 5, but very slowly. And exhale very slowly. We're going to do that again, inhaling very slowly. And exhaling very slowly. So you're basically inhaling for about 5 and exhaling for 5. So we're going to do it again. Inhale while touching your heart. Exhaling. And just practicing that little activity for 3 to 5 minutes in the beginning of the day and the end of the day before you go to sleep and when you get up will get you to be a little more coherent of your heart. And later we're going to talk about how you can make decisions, not just with the brain, but how the heart makes decisions. I am really floored with this topic, and I hope more people will come in because this is a topic, ladies and gentlemen. I have lots of topics, as you know, that can change your life. But this one, ladies and gentlemen, is so close to home that once you get this, this will blow you away like nothing else on the earth. Because it's your heart that actually motivates or demotivates your body. It's not just your brain. We're going to talk a lot more about this, ladies and gentlemen. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, pleasure, and honor to talking with you today on our first session of the Intro to the Heart-Brain Connection. We'll be talking a lot more on this. I hope you'll like, love, and support the channel. Definitely tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Comment below. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then be sure to go to my YouTube channel, John Space, E Space, Morley, Space, serial entrepreneur. And look for that key phrase, help keep our content free. Make the choice. Click on that PayPal button. Buy my team and I a savory slice of watermelon, refreshing, delicious hot chocolate, or perhaps a nice, delicious dessert. Either way, we'll be grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest them into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, even new facilities to give you the most jaw-dropping, motivational content to empower you with the fuel to change your life. Did you know that your heart did more than just keep you alive? Stay tuned. We got so much more to share with you. I hope you have a great rest of your night, everyone. Take care.